Hello, Mr. President. How are you? I know. Well, did you see what Strzok did today, Strocky Poo? Can you believe this? He told Congressman Goodlatte, mind your own beeswax. I know. Well, I don't even know what he's smoking. The wacky tobacco, I have no idea. We found new text messages, too. Oh, I can't believe it. They were talking about touching and feeling and loving and going all night long. I can't believe it. What were they doing at the FBI? Was it a den of sin? They make Sodom and Gomorrah look like the teacup bride at Disneyland. I know. Well, they said, the congressman said, hey, you know what? Can we find out why you said stop Trump? Can you find out why we went ahead and said, oh, maybe we can find out the insurance policy. What was that about, Mr. Strzok? And he said, it's personal, and mind your own beeswax. It's between me and my lover. Can you believe it? Between him and his lover. And then he had the FBI attorneys there. Can't answer that classified. Can't answer that classified. I'm wondering what they were doing with special access program intelligence from Hillary Clinton. They didn't mind that. I know. Well, what can I tell you? FBI dating service. FBI 1061up.com. I think we might as well try it. We got Klein Smith and everybody else. FBI agent 1, Stuppin 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Poo-poo out. Yes. Oh, we'll indict everybody. This is like a giant anaconda. A giant snake, if you will. Speaking of, yes, we're going to go ahead and... Oh, many subpoenas. Yes. Documents, we're going to force them. Oh, multiple subpoenas. Yes. Subpoenas. S-U-B. Hello? Mr. President, now come on. Oh, we'll put it right in their face. All the subpoenas. Yes. Okay. No. Well, he lied under oath again, of course. Talk to you later. Okay, boo-boo out. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 274 people in 2 minutes. So Strocky Poo testified today, and he said that well, I'll give you the synopsis. So for the first 30 minutes, just rest assured if you are going ahead and watching or expecting the upload and you're watching the live stream, Sojourner, thank you. Susan Rice ordered the stand down on agencies attempting to eliminate Russian involvement in the election. Wow. Yes, exactly. And also Loretta Lynch is implicated in that too, although Susan Rice we know about, but Loretta Lynch, it's so classified that the Inspector General report wouldn't allow Horowitz. No, Horowitz didn't get the security clearance needed to find out if Loretta Lynch did the same thing as Susan Rice. So, Sojourner, thank you so much for bringing that up. Yoni, Peter Strzok should be washing the FBI always after hours for the rest of his life. Yoni, thank you. Tamara Friedman, so happy to catch you. Tamara, you are wonderful. Thank you so much. Sojourner, you are wonderful. Thank you so much. Yoni, Peter Strzok. Well, I'll tell you what, Peter Strzok, and you know what? And there's very honorable work to go ahead and clean the hallways and all that stuff. But you know, Peter Strzok shouldn't do that or anything with the FBI, because what Sojourner and Yoni and Tamara Friedman and everyone here watching knows is that he was kicked out of the FBI. So Sessions basically hung out outside the FBI and said, "Hi, Peter, how you doing? What's the matter? Your key card doesn't work? That's because I took away your security clearance. You ain't got no security clearance now. Why don't you try it again? Oh, you're looking at me? You want some static? Let's do it. Let's do it." They call me the crazy Keebler elf. I don't know karate. I know crazy. You better ask somebody. Okay, I gotta go. Bye. So Sojourner, Susan Rice ordered the stand down of agencies. Yes, she did. And also Loretta Lynch and Debbie Wasserman Schultz have something so classified, it's beyond top secret. It's very much one of Clinton's yoga emails. Yoni A, thank you. Peter Strzok. Yoni A, Yoni, thank you. And Tamara Friedman, thank you so much for your continued support. And A Sojourner, thank you. To give you a quick synopsis of what Bob Goodlatte said on Fox, Peter Strzok said that it's basically none of your business. And the Republicans were asking him, well, what was the insurance policy about? Why did you say stop Trump? What was the risk you were talking about? And he said, well, those were messages to my lover. They were private, and also they were classified. So it's a triple whammy. They were messages to my lover. They were private and classified, and I'm not going to tell you anything. And Bob Goodlatte said something, ladies and gentlemen, that I just want to let you know is the most beautiful thing, one of the most beautiful things I've heard all day. Bob Goodlatte said the answers were not believable. Nobody believes Strzok. So when he said that they were private, they're none of your beeswax. This is between me and my lover. Was that song, How Many Ways to Your Lover? Hit the road, Jack. Da, 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 da. He said, it's between me and my lover. A Sojourner. Justin Kennedy is retiring in spite of Ruth the Crypt Keeper Ginsburg bullying. Wow. A Sojourner. Yes. And when people say like, oh, I check Goodman, you know, don't blame me. Democrats, don't blame me. I told you Clinton would lose in 2015. Don't blame Julian Assange. God bless him, who, by the way, Democrats so pathetic and spiteful. They're like, oh, by the way, if Pence is in Ecuador, go make Julian Assange's life harder. Another reason to vote for Trump. Another reason to vote for Trump 2020. But A Sojourner, Crypt Keeper Ginsburg, bullying. It's true. It's true. So Tamara Friedman, Yoni A, thank you so much. The super chat is the engine of this amazing live stream. I have the best people on my upload, the best people on my live stream chat, and I have so many like regulars and just a wonderful and intelligent, amazing people. And so another thing they said was that there were new text messages where he used more profanity. So I know actually my profanity alert, that goes way back to my beginning and up until this live stream. I don't use profanity on the live stream just because it's a live stream. But I will be making profanity alert shirts and butthurt, top secret email shirts, all that stuff. But the other issue that they raised was that there was new information. Number one, the new information consists of new text messages that utilize profanity and more insulting of Trump voters. So he really, 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 really hates Trump voters. Hello in the UK. Thank you for watching in the middle of the evening in the UK. It's UK After Dark. Thank you also, UK, for interfering in our election. It's not the God bless the people, the British people. GCHQ and MI6, thanks a lot. Thanks. Thanks for meeting with Peter Strzok and Brennan when they flew to London. So that was another issue. They asked him why he flew to London. They said no. He said none of your business. And none of you. I wanted to take a tour of the Queen's Castle. Just wanted to visit London. None of your business. So they asked all these questions. Let's get to the latest. This is Bob Goodlatte. And ladies and gentlemen, this link is below in the description section. I'm going to give this to you right here. He was going to Hogwarts. Okay, so let's go ahead.
And breaking tonight out of Capitol Hill, 9 hours and counting, FBI agent Peter Strzok, top agent. This person's name is so familiar to everyone, I think, across America now. He was central to the Clinton email investigation and the Russia probe. He testified today behind closed doors about those anti-Trump texts that were uncovered that he and his girlfriend, Lisa Page, who was also working on the case, sent each other in voluminous amounts. So he was grilled during this closed-door session.
The Podestas. Eddie Vancora, thank you.
In there. He reportedly defended those texts as part of an intimate conversation.
He defended the texts as part of an intimate conversation, but that wasn't what they were asking. Why did you say stop Trump? It's an intimate conversation. That's not what we're asking. Well, it was an intimate conversation. I don't care what it was. What was the So Eddie Vancora, thank you. Arrest the Podestas. Yoni A, come for the news, stay for the profanity alerts. Yes. Well, you can just, well, actually what I do now is I say, like, you know, what kind of idiot would vote Democrat, that kind of thing. But so I just, you know, blank out the profanity. But there are profanity alerts, but it's that type of thing. But Yoni A, thank you so much. Thank you again, Yoni A, for your continued support. Thank you. But we're being vindicated every day, ladies and gentlemen. So every single day we're being vindicated. 23 people. And HA After Dark is going to be a special segment tonight because we have Rosenstein and Ray testifying tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. But
here now with more on what happened behind the scenes. The man who led the questioning today of Peter Strzok, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Bob Goodlatte. Chairman, good to see you this evening. Thank you very much for being here.
Great to be with you, Martha, and your viewers.
So thank you. So
Bob Goodlatte is the type of guy that you don't want to mess with because he's the type of guy that he actually is everything James Comey wishes he could be. Bob Goodlatte is a very grandfatherly, salt of the earth guy. Very like Midwest. He's from Virginia. Well, he's congressman in Virginia, but very Midwest kind of like, very kind of trustworthy, really, really straight and narrow and good person. Everything that evil, corrupt, slimy, reptilian James Comey thinks he is, but really isn't. So when James Comey said, this is good growth in Iowa, everyone's like, you're crazy. But this is really, so Bob Goodlatte, you do not want to, with Bob Goodlatte. So the profanity alerts are now actually just me, muting myself, the words. But here's Bob Goodlatte. And when Bob Goodlatte says the answers were not believable, that's bad. That means logic and reason. He's the least militant or partisan Republican there is. He just wants to find out the truth. He's just wherever the truth takes him. That's where they'll go. Wherever the truth takes him. Sandra Lee, thank you, Sandra Lee. Thank you for always watching. Thank you. If Strzok wanted that privacy, he should have gotten him and his side piece, page burner phones. I love your show, HA. Thank you. Page burner phones. Yes, exactly. If they wanted privacy, they should have done something. How about just not text each other? Like, what is it with Page and Kleinsmith and Agent 1 and Agent 2? It's like, do your job, do work. How about doing work? You're the FBI trying to protect the country. Exactly. If they wanted privacy, they should have done, something else. Thank you, Sandra Lee. Thank you. Thank you so much for always watching. And thank you so much. It's true. If they wanted privacy, they should have just, I don't know. How about writing notes to each other? What happened to that?
What did you hear in there from Peter Strzok today?
Well, it's a confidential briefing, but I can tell you this, that we're now in the 10th hour and we have still many more questions to ask. However, unfortunately, the FBI counsel in the room has instructed Mr. Strzok not to answer many questions, and that's going to be
so every legitimate question they're like, don't answer that, don't answer that, which is stupid because There was it was somewhat of a failed subpoenas when it comes to the subpoena power. Trying to make certain he answers questions, but at the end of the day, it won't be failed because then they'll subpoena him again and they'll put him as part of a grand jury. There's a grand jury already in the Clinton Foundation case. So all of these people, there's 700 people, almost as 15 minutes in. So all of these people will eventually, there's no hiding really. There's really no hiding. There's no, I don't recall. I love you all. Thank you so much. Right on. Thank you. I love all you guys and gals. You all wonderful. And we're being vindicated every day. So it's like, and how many people have been saying this from day one? I mean, there's Tom Fitton, but I've been saying Tom Fitton's Judicial Watch, they're the biggest reason this is all happening. We know about the 18 classified emails on Anthony Weiner's computer. We know about all the different aspects of the Clinton email investigation and the Russia probe because of Judicial Watch. There are other great journalists like Paul Sperry. In terms of the Russia probe, Elizabeth Voss of Disobedient Media is one of the foremost journalists, not just for that, but in the country. There's a lot of great journalists out there. Then there's Kimberly Strassel, there's Sarah Carter, Cheryl Atkinson. So there's a lot of great journalists regarding all of this. But the FBI attorneys told him not to say anything. So that's not going to really help him because we're waiting on hundreds of thousands of documents. And Rosenstein is on the hook for hundreds of thousands of documents. So they think they're slick. Again, Yoni A. Thank you. Yoni A. I like the live streams, but I feel the uploads are more digestible. I'm OCD and I always feel like I should finish the videos, but I can't do it with longer videos as much as I'd love to. Well, that's what I'm trying to, and 100%, I agree with you. That's why within the first 30 minutes, so we got 17 minutes in, and basically the main thing, and I agree with you, Yoni A, that's what I'm trying to do in the first 30 minutes. I'm trying to basically hit the major points. The major points are this. Strzok told the Congress to F themselves, essentially. Not really. If they said, well, why did you say stop Trump? It's private. It's between my lover. Why did you say, what did you talk about insurance policy? Those are private. It's my lover. Why did you fly to London? That's classified. Why did you delete 5 references to gross negligence that could have, eventually indicted Clinton? That's classified. How did top secret intelligence stream or be transferred from Hillary Clinton's, from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs onto Clinton's server? He said that's classified. And he probably didn't even, if they asked him that, which they should have, and I'm sure they did in some way, that's part of a criminal probe right now. The DOJ is at this moment, and that's the Daily Beast article. The DOJ has its own investigation into the Clinton email, handling of Clinton emails. So that's in the Daily Beast in January. Okay, nobody has said that is ended. In fact, that's ongoing and people forgot about it. So when people say, oh, well, it'll never happen, nothing will happen. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay. All right.
A serious problem moving forward. So we'll be raising questions with the FBI and with the Department of Justice about why it is that their counsel is instructing Mr. Strzok.
Can you give us a sense of what kind of questions he declined to answer?
These are questions that are central to our investigation related to primarily, we're asking questions about his central role in both the investigations related to Hillary Clinton and the investigations related to the Trump campaign and so-called Russia collusion. And these are questions not about the substance of that second investigation, but about the process of his getting involved in that. And they're advising him not to answer those questions.
So the FBI is like, yeah, don't answer. Because it's incriminating, so don't answer. Everything that is important, don't answer. Everything that would incriminate all of these people, don't answer. Jim Acosta. Yes. Well, let me ask you this. What factor, ladies and gentlemen, of HA Livestream, and we'll get don't get too down and dirty and steamy, but what factor do you think the fact that how does it influence an election when all these people are hooking up with each other? When you have a husband and wife team in Agent 1 and 5, Agent 5 and Agent 1, when you have lovers that are, mistress, lover, whatever, in Page and Strzok, how does that influence an investigation when they all hate Trump? How does that influence an investigation? Thank you, Corey. Everybody else, thank you. You guys are wonderful. So how does that influence an investigation? Feel free to go ahead and answer, as Bob Goodlatte lets us know about everything that Strzok tried to lie about.
I think that's inappropriate and certainly not helpful to our investigation in the Congress.
So I would surmise that the nature of those questions had something to do with the initiation of all of this and whether or not he authorized or initiated any informants to try to interact with members of the Trump campaign or to try to create a pretext for an investigation. Were questions along those lines answered today?
There are a lot of questions like that, and as I say, the FBI is instructing Mr. Strzok not to answer many, many questions. At this point, I can't get into the details, but it is a very serious concern.
Okay.
So, I mean, it really is not, it's not going to end. The FBI says, well, essentially, if he pleads the fifth, or the FBI says, no, don't answer. Either way, it's not going to end. When Agent 6 gets with when Agent 6 gets with 9, fireworks ensue. Costello West. Yes, I can imagine that probably happens daily at the FBI. When Agent 6 gets with 9, fireworks ensue. Absolutely, and that's what we're dealing with. You infuse romance and sex and all of these things in here. It's like. HA, I've tried Tinder, OkCupid, and Plenty of Fish and cannot find love. Should I try the FBI? Well, apparently they're really successful at lovemaking and having a lot of fun in terms of Agent 6 and Agent 9. They're apparently quite the organization where love is, it's like the Love Boat, except government organization, our taxes pay for it. So our taxes pay for them to hook up. Gee, that's fantastic. $10 billion, all for their love lives. What better way can you think of billions of dollars spent than to ensure that they have a great love life? It's almost like hating Trump was foreplay for these people. It's unbelievable. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. I hate Trump. I hate Trump. Ooh, smelly Trumpers. Ha ha ha. Oh, that feels great. So, Robot Genie, thank you. Robot Genie. Thank you so much. Yes, I have tried Tinder, OkCupid, and Plenty of Fish and cannot find love. Should I try the FBI? That's the thing. I mean, it's like, isn't there some kind of protocol at the FBI where you shouldn't be stooping your fellow employee? Could impact an investigation. If you have to worry about getting into an argument with your lover about, whether you like Lum, better way to spend billion Space Force. Yes, Lum. Thank you, Lum. Thank you. I'm somewhat ambivalent about Space Force. I don't really. We already have air supremacy since I was reading an article, like a military research article. Since 1943, we've had air supremacy in every conflict. In Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, all these things. But it doesn't really, obviously helps tremendously, but it doesn't ensure you win the overall conflict. Then you have the issue of space supremacy, which is about satellites and all that. Agent Pepsi, Typical farce today. Why would the FBI do this? Because Strzok and FBI still covering for HRC, but more so Obama. Why? It is Obama, not HRC. It is Obama also, and it's definitely President Obama. But the only thing, and I agree with you, Agent Pepsi, the only thing is this. It's President Obama, but it's also Hillary Clinton. Obama was forced to choose her as Secretary of State. He didn't want to. He actually hates Clinton. So both Michelle and Barack Obama hate Bill and Hillary Clinton. They hate them. They hate them. But they had to play ball. And she, of course, utilized evoked the memory of the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy, because that's Clinton. You know, Clinton is really smart that way. So you're right, Agent Pepsi one, but I do think that the Clintons, all of this stems from the Clinton Foundation, the Clintons. And Doral, all this is drive the name of the FBI. All this does is drive the name of the FBI into mud. The FBI does good work. Instead of being embarrassed and covering, the FBI should crush this 100%. And we had patriots in the FBI field office in New York. Oris Lover, HA, should Lisa Page be the next Bachelorette? Yes, I think that possibly. Yeah, why not? She's in the news. Millions of people know who she is now. Absolutely. So thank you, Oris Lover. But Endorol, I think there are patriots in the New York field office of the FBI and the NYPD. There are patriots. And that is why Comey revealed the Comey letter. Now, Comey probably knows something about Loretta Lynch that is super top secret, which is he alluded to. He's like, well, I didn't trust Loretta Lynch. Okay, but you're part of everything. Well, in the New York field office, they were threatening to leak the information, which forced Comey to write the Comey letter. Also in the NYPD, I'm sure there are patriots that have led to this. Yoni A. Yoni, thank you so much. How much for you to wear a MAGA hat on air? I'll probably wear a MAGA hat in 2020 when he wins. Again, I'll probably go ahead and do that. I'm not into propaganda left or right. Make America great again. I don't really adhere with the phrase because I find it amusing. I think America itself was great under Obama. It continues to be great. I think America is great. Always. Not great under Obama in terms of, let's say, his destroying Libya or, attacking Julian Assange or covering for Clinton. What I mean to say is that the nation itself is great. I'm not so into wearing the hat. Not so into that. Where is a Wiener's laptop and those emails on it? Exactly. Well, I believe the FBI has either the FBI, NYPD. I think the FBI has, the FBI has Wiener's laptop because they were searching the laptop, hundreds of thousands of emails before the election. So, but let's continue with Representative Bob Goodlatte. Good, down home, honest, good man, grandfatherly, everything that James Comey wishes he could be. This is the type of guy you don't want to with, because he will slowly bite you in a very, very deliberate, slow, congressional, old school way. If you continue to lie to us, Peter Strzok, we're then going to subpoenas you for more documents, and then you'll have to testify before a grand jury. And then we'll see if your answers match up with Andrew McCabe's answers, who might not match up with Comey's answers. And those answers might not match up with Page's or Kleinsmith's or Moyer's answers or Agent One's answers. And then all of you will be completely... and then all of you will go to jail. And then the Queen, Madam Secretary, will eventually get indicted. This is all for the Queen. But this is Bob Goodlatte in his very, very salt of the earth, wonderfully and beautifully powerful congressional manner.
Can you characterize his demeanor for me? Is that fair to ask?
Well, I think that one of the things I can say is that he has answered many questions regarding the hateful nature of many texts that he exchanged with Lisa Page. And in doing so, his answers to his explanations for those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
Oh, touchdown, USC. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys. Whoever your team is, whatever your team is. That was punching it in the end zone, 3rd and goal. Yes.
Explanations for those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
They went for 2. It's an 8-point lead. Yes.
For those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
Fumble recovery on the kickoff. Yet another.
For those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
Not believable. When Congressman Bob Goodlatte, the PBS and C-SPAN spokesman for Congress, opens up a can of whoop on you, he does so in the most salt of the earth, Midwest manner. And you can't accuse him of being anything but honest and forthright and straight and narrow, everything Comey wishes he could be. When Comey talks about new growth, he's very likely referring to Strzok and Page and the FBI dating service, which is not a good vision. But not believable. Let's hear it again.
Those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
Not believable.
His answers to his explanations for those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
Wait a second. But Democrats say, Oris Lover, thank you. Thank you, DM. So let's get to DM. DM, based on their anti-Trump, anti-American bias, they could not have possibly been objective or fair in their investigations. President Trump genuinely loves our country. DM, I agree with you on all accounts. I think Trump loves the country. I think that they could never, ever have been objective. And people who are pushing the conspiracy theory called Trump Russia are just conspiracy theorists. And DM, you're 100% right. Thank you so much for constantly supporting this live stream. Thank you. Oris Lover. HA, what do the Clintons have over the leftist elites? Go Eagles. Yes, I have a buddy who's a big Eagles fan. Congrats. Super Bowl. The Clintons have money. That's it. Money. That's it. Money, honey. That's it. Money. That's it. They don't have a message. They don't have love. They don't have compassion. They don't have influence ideologically. They have money. Without the Clintons, there's no fundraising. Without the Clinton Foundation, there's zero fundraising. And people who gave $27 for Bernie Sanders, their money was stolen. So there's zero fundraising. Alex Voro, thank you so much, Alex Voro, for supporting this channel always. So DM, I agree 100% with you. Oris Lover, money. The Democratic Party's giant fundraising scheme. Alex Voro, these agents so stuck up, they knew their texts were monitored and could be read by somebody, and they still did it. It shows the kind of corruption as was matter-of-fact thinking, no chance of getting caught. Exactly. So Alex Voro, pride cometh before the fall. The hubris, the arrogance, they were so pompous. They were so cocky. They were so sure of themselves and confident, and they lost. And now, why would you do that anyway? Don't do your banking at Starbucks on the internet, because anything can happen. If you're on someone else's internet, like the government's, that's why Clinton used a private server. So Alex Voro, thank you. You're 100% right. Bible or traditions? What surprised me the most before the hearing? It was seeing Strzok's bald spot as he entered the chamber. I thought he was wearing a yarmulke. He has a mean bald spot. Like, I don't have a bald spot. I just have a receding, hairline. But it's not that bad. I go ahead and grow my hair out, but I like this. It's just clean and nice. I don't have to worry about it. But he is a real big bald spot. He should just shave his head, but he's more old school and he wants to be more traditional, like stopping his fellow employee and documenting everything on text message. But you're right. He has a mean bald spot. That's like a 1970s mean bald spot. Wiener probe is a deep hole. Yes, it sure is in the FBI. 926 people watching. This is amazing. Let's continue with Bob Goodlatte. You don't want to with people like Bob Goodlatte. Because Bob Goodlatte is not cable news. Bob Goodlatte is not an angry Democrat. Bob Goodlatte will you real good with his subpoena for documents and records. And he'll do so in a quintessential Midwest American way, salt of the earth way. So don't with somebody like Bob Goodlatte, because he is a boa constrictor of logic and reason and values. And he'll squeeze the truth. And he'll indict Clinton eventually, people like Bob Goodlatte.
Yeah,
of many texts that he exchanged with Lisa Page. And in doing so, his answers to his explanations for those answers, those questions about that.
So I'll just read a couple. HA, every time I catch you live, I'm going to donate $10. Love you, man. Keep up the great work. By the way, your Bill Clinton impression is the best ever piece. Reine des Ors, thank you so much. Reine des Ors, thank you. Thank you. And I'm trying to pronounce it the best way I can. Reine des Ors, thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. And because of that, I'm going to do a Bill Clinton impression. I tell you what, I should have joined the FBI. FBI-wanna-sex-you-up.com. Instead, I was relegated to the presidency. I really couldn't get my subpoenas, so to speak, satisfied because of the document requests on the subpoenas, if you know what I mean, multiple subpoenas. But I just want to say that I'm going to join the FBI. Special Agent Bill. I'm going to change my name to Robert. And my nickname will be Special Agent Dick. I think that Special Agent Dick deserves a special place in the FBI. Thank you so much, Reine des Ors. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Reine des Ors. Thank you. Mark White, H.E. Lisa Page is so stupid. She thought Ben Carsey was the first FBI agent she slept with. Oh my. Okay. Yes. What Lisa Page did was she was also part of the general counsel along with Sally Moyer. These attorneys and these agents should never have romantic relationships. So yeah, she said it was so Mark White, thank you, Mark White. Yeah, that's the thing. Also, when you Vance, thank you for enjoying this, Vance. You don't want romantic relationships with the FBI, because what takes place is you never, a sojourner. Why behind closed doors? The people have a right to know. I'm kind of tired of secret squirrels BS. A sojourner, the reason was because they wanted to ask him all these questions that perhaps they couldn't ask right now. That's what Jim Jordan said, but he didn't answer anyway. So they're gonna definitely ask him in public. Bill equals Dick. Yes, right. Yes, love that impersonation, Tamara Friedman. Thank you so much. Always. Thank you, Tamara. Yeah, I believe the nickname for Bill is. Oh, that's right. The nickname for Bill is Dick. But Robert, I don't know why I kept saying Robert. But Bill Clinton, Dick Clinton. They don't call me Dick Clinton for nothing. If you know what I mean. Jelly bean. Tamara Friedman, thank you so much for, yes, you're right. I was wrong about that. HA, all hell is broken loose. The left is reeling. Trump can get the course for the country for a generation with a second SCOTUS pick. Yeah. So people come to me. Thank you, LexDad1193. People come to me. Oh, HA, you helped, Clinton lose. No, I didn't. I was saying she was going to lose. Don't blame me. And don't blame Jill Stein. They're blaming Jill Stein. These people are pathetic. These people are sad and pathetic. Why not look in the mirror? Why not look in the mirror? You're losing the Supreme Court because you cheated for a criminal, a racist criminal in Clinton. Alex Voro, in addition, thank you, Alex. Thank you so much for your support, continued support of this channel. In addition, these people are all tech impaired like my parents. Okay, my parents too. Everybody's, I'm tech impaired. It's a wonder I'm doing this, believe me. In addition, these people are all tech impaired like my parents, bosses, grandparents. They all keep getting tripped up by emails, texts, etc. These agents probably use Internet Explorer to conduct major investigations. Yeah, that's the that's the thing. They don't realize that Hillary. Well, okay, so you tell me, Alex Voro or anybody else. She used Microsoft Exchange 2010 to set up her server. There are a lot of security glitches. She used an AT&T email account. AT&T email at first for the first 3 months, over 2 months. And Vanafi, a Utah-based firm, stated that she didn't even there was no encryption. So Alex Voro, thank you so much for your support. But you're 100% right. They Internet Explorer, they probably were using Internet Explorer, but they don't even know, like, it's one of two things. Either they're completely inept and they don't know about anything, or they do know. So Alex Voro, one other way of looking at it is they know, but they don't care. So they know she was hacked, but they don't care. And also the US government might have limited her access to, but she still got special access program intelligence. So I don't really know. But Alex Voro, thank you so much. Thank you. Tamara Friedman, thank you as always, Tamara. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. A Sojourner, you're wonderful. All of you are wonderful. Oris Lover, HA, why is it that so many of these FBI... Okay, so I can't really just, abiding by policies. Why are these... So basically, HA, why are so many of these FBI chicks, no offense to your FBI female base. I find a couple of the Sally Moyer is attractive. There's some pictures of Sally Moyer. Lisa Page would probably be just a bad picture of her. But I mean, these are all pictures where, like, when you take, like, if you ever played baseball and, like, someone takes a picture of you and you're like it's like mid swing where you look like a monster. So, but they're probably, I mean, look, Strzok isn't Brad Pitt here. Kevin Kleinsmith, the Wolverine guy, he's not, we're not talking about, male models either. But you're right. Oris Lover, you're right. My U-boat, thank you. I ask everyone to donate $5 tonight for HA, cheaper than going to the Red Hand in Virginia for coffee. Yeah. Well, they wouldn't let us in. My U-boat, thank you. The day Sheriff Joe puts handcuffs on Hillary or Obama, I will gladly donate a $100 book. Well, God bless you and thank you. And my U-boat, thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you. So thank you, my U-boat. Thank you, everybody on this. This is the most amazing live stream and live chat and super chat ever. But this interaction is fantastic. So I ask everybody to donate $5. Thank you so much. Cheaper than a Red Hen for Virginia for coffee. Well, the Red Hen has closed down for like 5 days or so, 6 days, because of the fantastic thing that their manager did. So stupid and ridiculous. Why would you go ahead? Let her eat the salmon. Let her finish her salmon and ice cream sundae. What are you doing? You're no closer to any policy objective. So my U-boat, thank you. My U-boat, thank you so much. Thank you, Rendezor. Thank you, A Sojourner. Thank you, Alex Voro. So yeah, my U-boat, thank you. The Red Hen for Virginia, we couldn't go. You and I, everybody here, we couldn't go to the Red Hen. They'd kick us out. And let people eat their food. You're not changing anything. And it's not a libertarian issue either. It's kind of bizarre. Like, oh, you don't see the way I see for this political viewpoint. It's not like a religious. It's not like, a safety issue. It's not, hey, you can't come in with flip-flops. Sorry. It's not like you're going to a fancy restaurant in like, a tank top and flip-flops and you're like, hey, what's the problem? Why can't I come in? It's just, the Red Hen wouldn't serve us. So thank you, my U-boat. Thank you. Vance. They have been in power since before the internet. They never thought they can get beat at the system they created. It's kind of disturbing. Yes. We have 1,010 people watching, 46 minutes in, 1,010 people. Tweet this out. This is a fantastic live stream. It's awesome. It's true, Vance, and I'll say something about that. So with 1,007 people, let people know on Twitter. Share the link here. Let's get this to well over 1,000. And go hard into the next hour, well over 1,000. Go hard FBI Strzok style, hard FBI Strzok style. Now, you don't want to do that. But thank you so much. Yeah, let people on Facebook know. Let people on Twitter, Gab, Instagram. So, Vance, that's a great call. Dan Rainey, thank you. Thank you, Dan Rainey. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan Rainey. But, Vance, what you said is interesting. It relates to my U-boat and it relates to Alex Voro. What they did was exactly what Bob Goodlatte is saying. The answers are not believable. So here, they're lying through their teeth because the system is collapsing.
Investigation in the Congress. And they're advising him not to answer those questions. I think that's inappropriate. And certainly not helpful to our investigation in the Congress.
So I would surmise that the nature of those questions had something to do with the initiation of all of this and whether or not he authorized or initiated any informants to try to interact with members of the Trump campaign or to try to create a pretext for an investigation. Were questions along those lines answered today?
There are a lot of questions like that. And as I say, the FBI is instructing Mr. Strzok not to answer many, many questions. At this point, I can't get into the details, but it is a very serious concern.
Also, the FBI is like, don't answer the questions. It doesn't matter. There are other ways to find the answers. Grand jury. There can be criminal probe. You can fire Mueller, and then Democrats will say, how dare you fire Mueller? And then, oh, well, we got a subpoena, multiple subpoenas, Strzok, and, haul him off to Congress again. And if there's a grand jury that's needed, he's forced to testify. There are other ways too, aside from a grand jury. He eventually has to go ahead. He eventually must go ahead and answer. You cannot, you're implicated. Your Peter Strzok is the #1 person. And I can tell you with almost certainty, that there are people laughing or at the FBI right now who are patriots and who like the New York office of the FBI. The New York office of the FBI are patriots, God bless them, and they save this country. The NYPD, people within the NYPD save this country. You know who is also a threat to Strzok? A person like Anthony Weiner. okay? A person like Uba Abedin, they know what's going on. A person like Loretta Lynch, all of these people are not saying anything because it hasn't, they've yet to squeeze and flip all of them. But Sessions is like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm waiting. I'm getting all the evidence. Yes. Get off my behind. I have to get all the evidence out in public. So Sessions is getting Republicans angry, frustrated and angry. That's how you get something done in Congress. You get these Republicans angry. Jim Jordan is angry. Matt Gaetz is angry. Ron DeSantis is angry. Lee Zeldin is angry. Mark Meadows is angry. Bob Goodlatte is angry. But when he's angry, you don't want to with this guy because he's a quiet and silent but very scary type. It's the people who are silent and quiet and very methodical that will go ahead and open up a can of on your.
Can you characterize his demeanor for me? Is that fair to ask?
Well, I think that one of the things I can say is that he has answered many questions regarding the hateful nature of many texts that he exchanged with Lisa Page. And in doing so, his answers to his explanations for those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
This is the second reference to not believable. When you have C-SPAN PBS man in Congress, one of the quiet, salt-of-the-earth types, saying that his answers were not believable, it's game, set, match. You don't want to with these people. You don't want to with these people. You don't want to with a person like that. Because they will, you without you even knowing. Don't do it. Don't do it, Strzok. Don't do it. Don't mess with Goodlatte. Don't do it. Goodlatte will, you really, with a whole bunch of subpoenas and documents are going to eventually get into the hands of Goodlatte because of those subpoenas.
And in doing so, his answers to his explanations for those answers, those questions about that hateful attitude are not believable.
When he says they're not believable, it's a big problem. She lives for Jesus. Hi, HA. I've been watching your videos since right before Trump won. You have really changed. I like your Sessions impression. Keep on going, HA, and thanks for the bad words alert. Thank you so much. She lives for Jesus. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. She lives for Jesus. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. And I mean, there are a lot of people who've been, it's just wonderful that if you've watched before this election, I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you. So thank you, She Lives for Jesus. Thank you. Oris Lover. So, HA, if Ben Carson went into the Red Hen and was refused service because of ideological differences, could he sue based on human rights violations? Yeah, I mean, if Ben Carson, if he said that, hey, you're refusing service because I'm a black man, yes, he could sue. Civil rights violations, yeah. The Red Hen, though, the reasoning was, I'm going to refuse you service because Trump is doing the same thing as Obama. And so Trump went ahead and Obama went ahead and deported 2.5 million, and Trump is enforcing existing laws. And that's really bad. So it's really bad that Trump is enforcing existing laws. But nobody said, hey, Sally Yates, you can't eat in this eatery. You can't eat in this because the Senate found out that you were giving kids to caregivers who were then linked to human traffickers. That's in a New York Magazine article, a New York Times article. So Oris Lover, thank you so much as always for your continued support of this channel. But that's the issue. And thank you, She Lives for Jesus. Thank you so much. But let's finish up with Goodlatte. Let's finish up with Bob Goodlatte. He's not somebody that you want to get angry. Because if Bob Goodlatte gets angry with you, bad things happen. Very bad things happen. Clinton eventually gets indicted. You don't want to mess with Bob Goodlatte ever. He's a salt of the earth person, and he's everything that James Comey wishes he could be.
Yeah, you're referring to the text among many where he said that he would stop President Trump, and also the other pivotal text message where they discussed an insurance policy against the what they would saw as an unfortunate possibility that President Trump could become president. Did he refer to those as an intimate conversation that did not reflect on his work?
Again, I can't comment on the substance of his answers, but I can say that he had many other texts that are now available to the public where he uses many hateful comments, obscenities.
So there are more text messages that are not available, that are not available to the public, where he uses obscenities to talk about Trump voters. E.T. and Elliot, an illegal being separated from a child meme banned on FB. Interesting. Thank you, Joseph Arbuckle. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. All of your impersonations sound like the same person. Seriously, bro. Thank you, Sam Wilson. I know I'm not a comedian, but it's just a catharsis for me. So I appreciate it, though. Thank you, Sam, though. Thank you for contributing. I've been told that the Sessions and the Clinton are good. Some people really like the Brennan. So, I mean, this is a little bit different. John O'Brien, how are you? A little bit different. But Sam Wilson, thank you. Thank you, Sam. All of your impressions sound like the same. But I do appreciate, your viewpoint. Thank you, Sam Wilson. And thank you, Joseph Arbuckle and Oris Lover. And She Lives for Jesus. Breaking news, Putin may have ties to Russia. Okay, let's continue with this.
Not just about then candidate Donald Trump, now President Trump, but about other people involved in this matter and groups of people. And his explanations for those are not believable.
Yeah. We're going to look forward to that.
That is his third reference to not believable. Dr. Phil, there's one Dr. Phil invitation. Peter Strzok. We're going to get to the bottom of Peter Strzok. Okay, wait, Dr. Phil. I'll do Dr. Phil later. Oh, no.
Where he uses many hateful comments, obscenities, not just about then candidate Donald Trump, now President Trump, but about other people involved in this matter and groups of people. And his explanations for those are not believable.
Yeah.
Bob Goodlatte, the most salt of the earth, Midwest kind of, honest guy, has stated categorically that it's not believable. So nobody can then say, it was a lover's discussion. It was between two lovers. It has nothing to do. And I love that people were, it's like cheating on a test and looking over, someone else's paper, and then the teacher catches you and you're like, I can't, how dare you? I was stretching my neck. I can't believe, you should be ashamed of yourself, professor, teacher. You should be ashamed of yourself. That kind of thing.
We're going to look forward to that, and also his public testimony, which we understand is coming. Before I let you go, what the bill that was known as Goodlatte 2, immigration bill, went down today.
So Bob Goodlatte basically opened up a giant can of you-know-what. Sean Lundgren, been here since your 2016 Bernie days, but I'm still here. Thank you so much, Sean. We have 1,103 people watching. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you. Sherry, your impressions equal natural dopamine rushes. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sherry. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. And Sean, I want to thank you. You know, it's so funny how cheating changes. You cheat a nominee, and the nominee then accepts the cheating. And Sean, thank you so much. You know, I still think Bernie is an honorable, good man. I think Jill Stein is an honorable, good woman. I think what they're doing to Bernie, although he's complicit in it, and to Jill Stein especially, is criminal. But thank you, Sean, for being here for so long. I greatly appreciate that. Francis Arsenic, can you do Dave Chappelle? Lot of you listening. Help. I can't do Dave Chappelle. But there is Tommy Murphy. I can kind of do the Rick James. Because I'm Rick James. F your couch. There's a whole bunch of Dave Chappelle is the best. He's one of the great comedians of all time. I think that comedy has suffered greatly because of social justice warriors. And I think that had Twitter been around, SJWs would have been like, how dare Dave Chappelle do this or that? But unity. There's there's a couple I mean, Dave Chappelle's the best. What can I say? Charlie Murphy was great. Charlie Murphy was great. He was an amazing comedian. Eddie Murphy is one of the great comedians of all time. But Dave Chappelle is amazing. There are a lot of when Charlie Murphy's Prince and the Pancakes and maybe you should purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. That was awesome. Blessed Hope, HA, you are on fire. Love this channel. Thank you, Blessed Hope. Thank you so much. You know, I got to tell you, Blessed Hope, this and Francis Arsenic and Blessed Hope, this is a testament, I think, to the chat, because the chat is, you guys get me, the super chat gets me going, and everyone here. Oris Lover, thank you. HA, do you foresee Peter Strzok appearing on Dance with the Stars or maybe Antique Roadshow? I think Showtime After Dark, maybe, or Vivid Video or something. Oris Lover, thank you. I mean, let's put it this way. You can be indicted, go to jail, and then Dancing with the Stars will still want you. So possibly. But thank you so much, Blessed Hope. And Francis Arsenic, thank you. I mean, Dave Chappelle is just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely amazing. I think that Dave Chappelle doesn't like Trump, but the way he opposes Trump is very classy and, productive from, a sense of a person on the left. There's not this vitriol and hatred. People who oppose Trump and forget that Obama, 2.5 million people deported, and there were Dylan Roof, murdered African Americans in a church while Obama was president. Nobody talks about that and the euphemisms and all that stuff. No one talked about the hate that took place, the racism that took place while Obama was in office that the left didn't have euphemisms for. And suddenly everyone's a Nazi, even people who care about Israel or Jewish people. That's what I'm saying. If they're calling you Nazi, almost certainly they hate Israel, which is typical of the left. Complete irony. Tamara Friedman, do you know where Obama is lately? He is raising money for his foundation. Foundations are huge, huge networking tools that are eventually very, 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 very powerful in terms of influence. It's not the money that goes into the Clinton Foundation, it's the networking. So Tamara Friedman, thank you as always. Thank you. Bible or traditions, can you do a great Monica Lewinsky? Just okay. The money I spent on says I can't just abide by policies. I can't, but mouth with soda crackers. The money I spent on sensitivity training was a waste. Well, Bible or traditions, thank you so much. I can't do a Monica, but I can do a Bill Clinton. I never had sexual relations with her. I don't even know her. You know what? It wasn't me. Like Shaggy, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. You know that song, right? Well, that's me, not me. That's what I mean. It's me, but I'm not in that song. What I mean to say is that it wasn't me. But thank you, Bible or traditions. Bruce Smith, thank you. Bruce Smith, love your impressions. Hillary Sessions, Brennan, all good. I listened to you instead of Kimmel, etc. I'm glad Strzok didn't claim he was saving the country. Yes, Bruce Smith, thank you. I mean, Strzok eventually will probably go down that road when he's pressed, too hard. But Bruce Smith, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Bruce Smith. Thank you. Daniel Mendonca, drive here to Visalia and let's have a mandate HA gun range followed by beers. And you've been following you since around April 2016. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you. I got to tell you, I was this close to going today to the range, indoor range. But next week I'll go to the outdoor range a lot, try some ARs. And it's a catharsis. It's legal. It's 100% not only legal, I think it's everyone's obligation, should be everyone's obligation to enjoy safely and responsibly firearms. I think it's a beautiful thing. You know what? Believe me, it's not. Say when I say obligation, so thank you, Daniel. Thank you. I don't mean that you need to do it or as someone should do it. I'm saying that for me, I owe it to myself as an American citizen to take advantage of the rights that I'm given. It's the only country in the world that allows a citizen to utilize firearms for protection. When they talk about gun control, they're talking about law-abiding citizens abiding by all the ridiculous. Like I bought an AK-47 without a pistol stock. So, I mean, it's pistol grip. The grip is attached to the stock. Where's the logic? It's a 10-round magazine. I bet you can buy as many magazines as you want. So where's the logic? But thank you. Blessed Hope. Hey, H.A. I would not have liked you when you were a Bernie bro. Sorry. I'm not sure how I found you, but glad I did. Big hugs. Thank you, Blessed Hope. I think you might have liked me when I was a Bernie bro because from the beginning until now, I always tried my best to expose Democratic Party corruption, which is more corrupt, more disingenuous, more hate-filled than the Republican Party. There's corruption or there's, hypocrisy with the Republican Party, but not like there used to be. The most corrupt political system or political ideology is the Democratic Party, or the most corrupt political party in America is the Democratic Party. There's no debate there. That's not even a debate. The most corrupt, criminal political party. And when they can't win in terms of votes, what they do is they then simply go ahead and fabricate things and then threaten and all of, it's like, it's just unbelievable. But let's go ahead. So you got Jim Jordan is one of the heroes in all of this. And let's go ahead. So Bruce Smith, Bible or traditions. We have 1,000 people. We're over an hour and we have 1,000 people strong. It's a testament to you, ladies and gentlemen. Your voice and my voice our voices are growing every single day. They're growing every single day. And I have 116,000 people subscribed to my channel. I have 4,000 for HA Second Amendment. And I'll do a lot more HA Second Amendment within days. It's just I've been focused on live streams, and these crazy, crazy things are taking place every day. Paul Sperry. Paul Sperry is the man. Whereas I might not agree with every single thing Paul Sperry says regarding, other issues, I agree with him 100% on this. He is a great journalist, great reporter, and he's one of the leading people in terms of Trump Russia. HA, you're on the Trump train. I am. Now get the hell out of the non-existent caboose. By the way, Poland is considering Polexit. Tamara Friedman, I bought a Mossberg. Nice, but it's too big for me. In New York, not lots of options. I'm going to start going to the shooting range. Very cool, Tamara. Very cool. Well, there are other. I think there are Mossbergs or Remingtons you can look at that are smaller. But thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel, and A Sojourner. Thank you. Now get the hell out of the non-existent caboose. By the way, Poland is considering Polexit. Poland has amazing military. They have amazing, one of the best special forces in all of Europe. Not many people know that. Mossberg is good firearm, shotgun. Thank you so much, Tamara Friedman. Thank you, Tamara, for your continued support. A Sojourner, for your continued support. So we got a situation here where Paul Sperry, IG report and Strzok page text equal frightening window into inner workings of FBI, once world's premier law enforcement agency. Now it's not just politically corrupt, but shockingly unprofessional, immature, and undisciplined, where senior officials openly have affairs and drop F-bombs and gossip on FBI networks. That's called this new generation of Clinton Democrats. Old school Democrats, let's say like John Kennedy, those types of Democrats, JFK Democrats, would destroy today's Democratic Party, the corruption, everything, even though he got around. I'm not talking about fidelity. I'm talking about just the Cuban Missile Crisis. He was told to invade Cuba. He said no. Okay. He was told to invade Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and he said no, not going to do it. Democrats would, like Hillary, would listen to the advice of people. Red Pill C, thank you. This is on Twitter. I was the 1,000th viewer on your live stream just now. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Red Pill C, for your continued support. That's awesome. We have 1,000 people on this live stream. And it's a testament to you. Like I said, we have 975 now, but it's going to vary. We've been over. We're approaching 2 hours. So we're on our way to 2 hours. But really quickly, this is one of the perks of HA live stream. Let's just, because now one of the super chat people got this on my mind. So Poland, I believe it's A Sojourner, Poland Special Forces. So they're one of the best Polish, one of the best in the world. The Polish Formosa is no one to mess with. Business Insider. Meet Poland's most elite group of Navy special operators, Formosa. JW Formosa. So they just don't mess around. The Polish special forces are really, really like the same, if not better, than like the Russian special forces. They just they have actually a very formidable military. Poland does. Special Forces Command headquartered in Krakow, established. So anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so they're one of the most hardcore, intense special units in the world, the Polish Special Forces. Anyway, we got 980 people here. All right, so Paul Sperry. Let's continue with Mr. Paul Sperry. Okay, so apparently certain reporters in the major publications were stooping lots of people to get stories. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I don't know what the infusion of sexual relations is with all of this. I guess politics has always been that way. 995 people, but there's an infusion of romance and sexual relationships in here, which make everything really, really difficult. Or I should say, which makes everything more incriminating. So Jim, so let's look at Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows. Oh, hold on one second. Breaking. So Mark Meadows is the one who unmasked Kleinsmith and Moyer. And then we know about Agent 1. So Moyer was Agent 5. She's married to Agent 1. And Kleinsmith, I believe, is dating another employee. They're all dating each other. It's the FBI 106, UUP.com. So we have 1,997 people. So my constituents want to know, what exactly did Strzok, lead Clinton and Trump campaign investigator, mean when he said we'll stop Trump from becoming president? So this was earlier today.
Anti-Trump FBI agent. He is now arriving on Capitol Hill. And I say anti-Trump agent because, of course, all of those thousands of text messages have now been revealed about his anti-Trump sentiment while working at the FBI. But that was Peter Strzok. He has arrived. He will be sitting down behind closed doors with members of Congress shortly to.
So Vance, thank you. Crying Chuck says our Republican colleagues in the Senate should follow the rule they set in 2016 not to consider a justice in an election year. I mean, Democrats did this to themselves. So Democrats aren't. Thank you for your kind words, everybody. Democrats did this to themselves. Let's see what the ridiculous polls are, which will eventually go down to Republicans winning the House and Senate. Because Democrats, I don't believe, are going to win the House or Senate. Senate, they'll definitely lose. The House, I'm on record as saying they'll lose. I was even on RT saying they're going to lose. House polls, November. Real clear politics. So 5.9. Wah, wah, wah. 2018 generic vote, 5.9. Gee, that wasn't an artificial boost from nonsense. You want to know how they were full of when they talked about, Republicans are losing in terms of the midterms. Really? Why? Republicans were within 3 points before the IG report and before peace between North and South Korea, that iconic, paradigm-changing meeting between Trump and Kim Jong-un. Republicans were within 3 points in all the generic polls. Then suddenly they were down by 8. Now they're down by 5.9, and it's going to dwindle again. Democrats are leaderless. I'm actually very happy that Ocasio-Cortez won in New York, because it's good. Progressives, should have wins. I'm voting for Trump. I have nothing against, the Bernie Sanders movement, and I wish them the best. I hope they destroy politically and peacefully the Democratic establishment. But when you look at Connor Lamb, I just believe that Connor Lamb is what most of the Democrats are going to lean towards, an establishment blue dog Democrat. And Crowley wasn't a very good candidate to begin with. So, and Ocasio-Cortez was, a great candidate. She happened to be a great candidate. That district is, the perfect district for a progressive to win, a real progressive, not like Crowley, but this is what happens in the Democratic Party. And I've been trying to tell people for a long time, if you are a threat nationally, they will descend upon you. They will descend upon you. That's why, they forced Bernie to accept being cheated. When Tulsi Gabbard, whom I love more than Bernie, when she went to Syria to find out really what was going on, she was chastised and she was attacked and condemned by everyone from the Daily Beast to the Washington Post and the Democratic Party. So they had no message. It's already 5.9 points. 5.9 points. And they were up by what, 7 prior? Now they were up only by 3 before 2 major events. They're definitely these polls are so off. They're even worse than the pre-election 2016 polls. It's sad. It is really sad. So it is really, really sad. If you look at Mark Meadows, more of Mark Meadows. So hold on one second. Let's do Jim Jordan. So not only are they after Strzok, but they're after Rosenstein. They just went ahead. House to escalate Mueller document demand with Thursday vote. The resolution is unenforceable. Will be the first time they put the Republican-led House on record. So, all of this moves as slow as molasses. But they're now going after Rosenstein. They're going to subpoena Comey. They're going to subpoena Lynch. They're already after Strzok. Andrew McCabe has a criminal referral. Sessions is just waiting. Clinton emails, we still keep finding out more classified information outside the government. And we have 1,034 people here. It's 1 hour in. We're approaching 2 hours. The House is preparing to vote Thursday on a measure chastising the Justice Department for withholding what Republicans say are critical documents connected to Special Counsel Robert Mueller's ongoing investigation. The resolution is unenforceable, but would be the first time the Republican-led House would be on record demanding sensitive DOJ documents, escalating a confrontation that has so far been confined to a handful of powerful House committees. The resolution repeatedly accuses the DOJ of noncompliance with subpoenas, multiple subpoenas, including several issued by the House Intelligence Judiciary Committee. They're after him, ladies and gentlemen. They're after him. And it's not going to be successful. What I'm trying to say, the Republicans will be successful. The Democratic Party will not be able to continue fabricating Trump Russia, to continue protecting Queen Hillary. It ain't going to work. This is all about Clinton. Anyone who says it's anything else is wrong. Jim Jordan heading to Strzok deposition. We have a lot of questions that need to be answered. So Jim Jordan, we're going to look at this when finally Clinton's criminal behavior is exposed. When finally it's exposed, we're going to look back and say, wow, well, we all knew this was coming. So 1,039 people watching here, we all knew it was coming. We all knew because the writing was on the wall. Let's talk about Lee Zeldin, little Lee Zeldin. He's one of the leading Republicans on this too. Lee Zeldin, each day 22 veterans take their own lives. We must continue to improve access and quality of mental health services offered to our nation's servicemen and women. If you or a loved one are dealing with PTSD, contact Vets Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. So write that down. This is PTSD Awareness Month. Lee Zeldin. You can rest assured that most Democrats, not all, I shouldn't say that all, but most Democrats aren't focused on this issue. But if you are a loved one or dealing with PTSD, contact the Vets Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. That's the most important thing I've said all day.
The gentleman from New York wishes to seek recognition for purpose of a special recognition.
Yes, Chairman, as you did in life, I too married way up. I'm joined here today by my lovely wife, Diana, and my daughter's future president, Ariana, future America's Got Talent winner, Michaela, my daughters who were born here in Washington, D.C.
Lee Zeldin, giving props to his family. Oh, John O'Brien. Oh, John O'Brien. A Sojourner, Mad Max is up for censure. They should make her resign for inciting violence against Trump supporters and people. That is very bizarre. I've never seen. I mean, I disagree with what Maxine Waters did. What's the point of telling people they can't eat someplace? That actually hurts Democrats. It gives people. HA, if you ever get a chance, shoot a Chris Vector ACP submachine gun. It's worth the money. Yes, I am going to try that ACP firearm. Thank you. And it's worth the money. Yes. And Tulsi Gabbard has been demonized. It's true. So Tulsi Gabbard's demonized. And by the way, you know what they did to Maxine Waters was also Ivana Zuckerok. Thank you. Thank you, Ivana Zuckerok. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ivana. Thank you, Ivana Zuckerok. Thank you. But no, I mean, it's very, very true. So, Oris Lover, it's very true. Tulsi Gabbard has been demonized. And you know what they did, which was just insidious? So thank you, Ivana. Thank you so much. You know what they did, which is just insidious? They had that Maxine Waters evoked a Democratic Party line, which is a horrible line. And they all turned on her. When the special counsel's work is done, the Republican Party must have its modern-day equivalents of Watergate heroes. John O'Brien, the guy who lied under oath. Hilarious. Not a Muslim ban. So, again, Joe Kennedy, I don't know why. This guy's awesome. He's Mr. Chapstick. Right here. Did you see when he spoke at the Democratic rebuttal to the State of the Union? Joe Kennedy had so much chapstick, it was glistening everywhere. So, Ivana, thank you so much again. Thank you. Thank you. The super chat has been unbelievable today. Thank you so much. And this chat has been lively. President Trump's hateful rhetoric cannot be separated from his harmful policies. He doesn't have hateful rhetoric. He makes specific statements that then Democrats say pertain to everyone all at once for all the White House's efforts to justify his Muslim ban. It's not a Muslim ban. People from Saudi Arabia are Muslim. They're allowed into the country. POTUS has emphatically and enthusiastically detailed that his fear of one religion guided his decision. No Muslim ban. His fear of... Obama and Clinton destroyed Libya. Libyans are Muslims. Obama and Clinton have no problem helping destroy Syria. Also, Muslims in Syria. Obama and Clinton had no problem droning Muslim people, droning Muslim lands. They had no problem at all. But oh my God, certain rhetoric you can't. So rhetoric is more important actually than actually regime change. So regime change, okay for Democrats. Rhetoric, not okay. They don't even know what hypocrisy means. They don't know what hypocrisy is. It's such a cult that they just lost the meaning of the word hypocrisy. They don't know. They don't care. Thank you. 9-6. Thank you. May your words reach all Americans and eyes and ears. Americans' eyes and ears. Thank you. Thank you, 9-6. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Thank you. So, Ivana, thank you so much again. We got 984 people on here, and we're still rocking and rolling. So let's go ahead. Federalist is a fantastic, fantastic publication. Motion shows case against Manafort has nothing to do with collusion. This is another one. New motion again shows special counsel's case against Manafort has nothing to do with collusion. It's true. It has absolutely nothing to do with collusion. Absolutely nothing to do. Special counsel Robert Mueller had no authority to prosecute Paul Manafort. A motion filed on Friday in East District of Virginia makes that conclusion clear once again. With the July 5th date for Manafort's trial fast approaching, attorneys have been filing the normal pretrial motions on Friday. Lawyers representing Manafort and the special counsel filed separate motions with presiding judge T.S. Ellis III. The motion to present to the court prior to trial that asked the judge to rule that specific evidence is inadmissible in order to order the opposing party not to elicit testimony related to that subject matter. Basically, they're just asking, what on earth do these charges have to do with the Russian hacking, which is absolutely nothing. And it's just unbelievable. So this is a great article. Dear Judd and Kamel, you have no idea what a Nazi really was. Yeah. Wow. Bobby Yard, yeah. June 26th. 34,000 people were murdered in 2 days. And here you have Democrats calling anyone they disagree with Nazi online or Trump. It's really ridiculous. So that is where the Democratic Party is. I just can't believe that the Democrats, Slappy, revolution is the only solution. So Slappy, thank you so much for supporting this channel. I think peaceful revolution. So Nick at Night, thank you. Revolution is the only peaceful revolution, peaceful political. Nick at Night, New York Post, January 31st, 2016. HRC never had State Department email. Yep. She never had a state.gov email, ever. Ever. Unbelievable. A Sojourner, many sources, including some leftists, are actually promoting civil war. What do you think are the chances of that happening? I don't think there's no chance of a civil war because a lot of this is completely contrived. I think, God forbid, there could never be, there's no chance of an actual civil war. I think that what Democrats are doing, though, is very dangerous. And on Twitter, I said, if, God forbid, somebody's hurt, it'll be because of the rhetoric of Democrats. They have nothing in terms of policies. They're not pushing a specific legislation. They're complaining and resisting. They're not taking the initiative, and they're hating. They have really nothing to really, they don't like Trump's personality. Most of what they, no, this isn't after dark. So this is in the evening. HA after dark is like the middle of the night. So, that'll be like, either closer to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. or after 12 a.m. But what they're doing is they're trying to divide the country in terms of just pure hate for Trump. And they think that's an actual policy. So they think hating Trump is an actual policy. But it's not an actual policy. Hating Trump is not a policy. It's just, you know, you're hating somebody who did the same thing as Obama in terms of immigration, almost the same things. And in many ways, Obama did worse. 2.5 million people deported, sending people back into the desert and saying, oh, well, we're just with Trump, with Obama, it's just following rules. With Trump, it's, oh my God. Blessed Hope, HA, wear your short haircut. MAGA hatless and proud, I would ask you to remember your sunscreen. Skin cancer is a problem these days. MAGA Trump 2020. Thank you. Thank you very much. I agree with you 100%. And I thank you for being so kind as to consider that and to to remind me about that as well. Thank you very, very much. Skin cancer is an issue and sunscreen is very important. Especially in California, it's going to be, real hot and sunny, obviously in the summer. And obviously if you're in Arizona, it's even, more so. I mean, you're talking in LA, it'll reach 100. In Arizona, it's going 110, 115, sometimes 120. If you're from Arizona, let me know what's a 120 degree day. What is that like? What is a 120 degree day like? But we have 991 people, and we're going strong. So thank you, Blessed Hope. Thank you so much. This super chat and today has just been absolutely unbelievable because we're being vindicated. What's taking place right now is that it's all collapsing. All of this is collapsing. All of it. So Chuck Ross is a great journalist. Really great journalist. Let's go see what Chuck Ross is doing. What are you talking about today? So Nadler and so Democrats are like we believe the American people should be allowed to see today's unclassified transcripts so they could see Republican desperation for themselves. No, it's the Republicans are exposing all of these Democrats. It's Democrats like Al Franken who are no longer in government because they're a bunch of hypocrites. It's Strzok, who is basically a DNC operative, who's no longer at the FBI, or at least, they'll fire him eventually. So this is CNN political correspondent. Dems emerging from closed-door meetings said Peter Strzok insisted he was not politically biased, did not prioritize Russia probe over Clinton inquiry, and his text to stop Trump was just an intimate conversation between friends. One representative. It was a feisty, tense exchange. I don't walk away with the impression that political bias was actually controlled. Well, of course you did. It's ridiculous. He prefaced and at least explained that he had no political bias. Who cares if he says he had no political bias? He did. It's obvious. You cannot change. That's why I'm saying this is not sustainable. This is not sustainable, ladies and gentlemen. It is not sustainable. So they're going to say, well, it was just a bunch of lovers. It was just two people who love each other. It's about love. It's about love. It's not about love. Not about love. It's not about love. All you need is love. Love. Not about love. It's not about love. It's about hate. It's about hate. Peter Strzok he hated Trump. Can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot? We're going to stop Clinton. There's an insurance policy on Clinton. Clinton was indicted. We hate Clinton. We hate Clinton supporters. We hate Hillary bots. What if the shoe were on the other foot? I mean, somebody go ahead and write a Medium article right now. Go ahead and write a Medium article. Write an article on Medium. Stephanie Johnson. You're awesome. Mrs. Sessions here. Sorry to bother you, but I can't seem to get Jeffrey away from the pond. Out there with the gnats in the dark. His Bugs Bunny PJ shooting his Glock 19 at Yosemite Sam. Help. Yes. Now, honey, I'm just unwinding and relaxing. Yes, I'm in my Spider-Man underoos, my Bugs Bunny PJs, and my Bugs Bunny slippers, shooting my Glock. My Glock 19, my Glock 21, my Glock 36, my Glock 30 SF. Yes. My Glock 20. Going boar hunting. Yes. Well, you want me to go shoot naked? Because I had a bad day. Strokey poo. Well, we'll get him to see. He said, oh, I can't answer. It's none of your beeswax. None of your beeswax. Believe me. Yes. Well, I'm going to take out my AK very soon. No, it's not California compliant. No, not like H.A. Goodman's AK. That's an ugly AK. H.A. Goodman has an ugly AK. I have a sweet-looking AK. You should see my AK. Yes. Well, you should see my pistol grip. Yes. I'll talk to you later. Boo-boo out. Bye. Stephanie Johnson. Thank you. Stephanie Johnson. You're awesome. Love is a four-letter word. Thanks, H.A., for your dedication and fortitude. Much respect. Thank you, love is a four-letter word. Thank you. Thank you so much for the thanks, H.A., your dedication and fortitude. Much respect for your dedication and fortitude. I appreciate that very much. My God, can I tell you something? Since Trump 2020, the nicest people possible. When I was on the left, oh my God, I got so many. You're not real. You're not, exactly what you should be. And then I got the Hillary bots. You're gonna cause a Trump victory. Not me. Don't blame me. You're voting third party. How do you vote third party? How dare you? You're a bad person. This is on the left. When I was on the left, I was like, I'm trying to help you people. I'm trying to help everybody. Please don't insult me. Now, my live stream's fantastic. People are fantastic. It's just wonderful. We're going 907 strong. We were at 1,000 plus, and we're at 2 hours. We're at 2 hours with 909 people. And you look at TYT or you look at others, they have 3 million subs, and sometimes they just get like 1,000, 2,000 people watching. I have 116,000 subs, and we rock in 1,000 people at HA After Dark. Exactly. Exactly. Sexual stimulation through hateful commonality. Orgasmic stimulation for Trump hate. Exactly. They hate Trump, and they think that it gets them randu. It gets the Democrats randu. Mrs. Sessions says, Stephanie Johnson. Thank you, Stephanie Johnson. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love is a 4-letter word as well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Love is a 4-letter word. Thank you. And hate is a 4-letter word that Strzok knows a lot about. They're like, oh, by the way, you said you should stop Trump. What is that about? That's a private conversation between my lover and myself. It's not what we asked. Not what we asked at all. Did you mean to stop Trump? It's a private conversation between me. It's not what I asked. That's not what we asked. It's so he keeps on going back and saying these crazy things. Let's go ahead, and I want to make sure that I am giving you the up-to-date information. So what's breaking right now? These are hilarious. These memes are absolutely hilarious. So everyone's going crazy now with like, it's all going down. So crowd rallies for almost 3 years. So Trump is speaking.
Would circle the room to see how many thousands of people are here. Because, on the screen I look, and all you see are those few beautiful, wonderful people. I don't know who the hell you got a nice group over there. I know you have Mike and some others. They're going to be so famous. But you see, like, that little group. That's all you see on camera. Would you please circle the room for the few honest? Please circle.
So Democrats don't see this. They see what they want to see of Trump. They're like, he's a racist. Well, if your vantage point is that, what do you think of Clinton? Stop changing the Clinton derangement syndrome. No, it's you're not your vantage. Silence do good. Thank you. Yay, caught a live stream. Silence do good. Thank you so much. We got 911 people on here. It's 2 hours in. So silence do good. Thank you so much for always watching. Thank you. That was a 4-letter word. Thank you. So they don't understand that Trump is not the hateful ogre. And if they want to paint Trump in that manner, what happens when Clinton is caught on tape calling Mahatma Gandhi a gas station attendant? Hillary Rodham Clinton said that. Hillary Rodham Clinton. Where is the consistency in value system? That moral pedestal. That is a horrible thing to say. But it's Clinton, so it's okay. But Trump said, oh, all sides are the good people on all sides. Oh my God, he was saying that he was supporting the neo-Nazis. No, he wasn't. He was supporting the Clinton. No, he wasn't. He didn't say that. In fact, right afterwards, he said very clearly, no, I do not support. His daughter is Jewish. Jared Kushner is a religious Jew, more religious than me. Like, I'm not even really religious. I'm not really religious. I'm not religious at all, really. You know, I go to synagogue barely once in a blue moon. The Clintons privatized prisons. Clintons took prison lobbyist donations. I was writing about that. When I was writing about that, people were like, no. Oh. I was like, hey, Clinton took prison lobbyist donations. Why is she taking prison lobbyist donations? This hurts people, private prisons. And they're like, oh, well, it's okay. She apologized. Everything she apologizes. Calling black youth super predators, apologized. Iraq war, apologized. She didn't really take a stand in Keystone XL. She apologized. Everything, she apologized. Silence do good. Thank you. Damn, 2 hours in, I was watching the last one. Please, can you post when you'll be on next? I will post. K McDonald. Thank you, K. Thank you, K. Thank you, K McDonald. Thank you. Silence do good. I will. I'll be on either around midnight Pacific. So sometime around midnight Pacific. Either right after or right before. But thank you. Thank you so much, Silence do good. So HA After Dark will either be right before midnight or after midnight. But thank you. A Sojourner, True Dope has... okay, so True Dope has effed Canada. True Dope has effed Canada. They aren't even talking to the U.S. In the meantime, Trump is wooing the auto industry back. Chrysler's coming back. Good. Let's see here. A Sojourner, Chrysler. We need Chrysler back. Chrysler. Coming back. So, okay, I'm reading. So anyway, so yeah. So the whole thing with Trudeau's eyelashes, that's hilarious. So eyebrows. Sorry, his eyebrows. That's funny. They said it was an optical illusion, so whatever. Social media raises eyebrow at Trudeau, then lowers it. So, you know. Let's go quickly down. So hold on one second. So that's Trump at a speech. All right, let's go ahead. So tomorrow is actually another crazy day. I will be with you tomorrow and every day, documenting this insanity. They're completely leaderless, the Democratic Party. People are leaving. There's going to be zero blue wave. They say blue wave. Like, there's going to be no blue wave. The only blue wave they're going to see is in a toilet bowl. Zero blue wave. Zero blue wave. Zero blue wave. Comey, by the way, is being investigated. And of course, Democrats are going to say that's not a problem. Everything that happens, it's not a problem. It's okay. Comey's being investigated. Not a problem. Strzok has anti-Trump, stop Trump text. Not a problem. Andrew McCabe has a criminal referral. It's not a problem at all. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Kevin Kleinsmith, all not a problem. Not a problem. Socialist Mexican presidential candidate is telling Mexicans to charge the border act of war. I think so. A sojourner. I think that a lot of times politicians just say things provocatively. So I wouldn't take too much. I wouldn't say that, he was being serious though. But I mean, would not be good, but Thomas Brigantino. So thank you, A Sojourner, as always. Thomas Brigantino, who is protecting POTUS. It's a touch of rhetoric, more so it is a touch rhetorical, more so to shine light on the arrangement, and is not addressing contemporary security methods that keep who fills such a position safe. Who is truly handling POTUS? Well, that's Thomas Brigantino. That's a great question. I mean, you have a situation here where, on Twitter, I put, and I basically said on Twitter, because this is going out of hand. This is going out of control, and I agree 100% with you, Thomas Brigantino. On Twitter, I put, if God forbid Democrats cause an insane person or a person to harm President Trump, his family, or his cabinet, then the absolute and swift political demise of the DNC will result from outrage on both sides of the aisle. All people, black, white, Asian, Latino, will demand justice. And I truly believe that. This is going to be not a white male thing that Democrats are going to try to, it's not going to be an identity politics thing. They're going to be people of all ethnicities, all nationalities, all racial backgrounds. Every American will be not more than livid if, God forbid, anything should take place. And the rhetoric from Democrats is very dangerous. And I urge Democrats to, stop this dangerous rhetoric. It's not the same. Well, Trump said bad things. They manipulated Trump's words. There is no alt-right vote. Okay, the same places that voted twice for President Obama voted for Trump. So the same states that voted twice for President Obama voted for Trump. Same counties voted for. So it's like, but who is protecting POTUS? I'm praying that he has a great Secret Service. That there's a good cyber security. A good cybersecurity system around President Trump. He has to be very careful. President Trump is unfortunately the focus of a lot of really angry, hate-filled, especially Democrats. People like them, they don't really have anything policy-wise. Because Trump just signed the executive order not separating children from parents, which I don't think that ever should have happened. So I disagreed with that. But at the same time, that is not as horrific as children being given to human traffickers, which was exactly what The New York Magazine and New York Times said, it's an article is in below. The New York Magazine, it's a quoted article. Report, Obama administration handed child migrants to human traffickers. That was in the New York Magazine, quoted. So he needs to be protected. President Trump needs to be protected, especially like double protection, triple protection, because the rhetoric is just too insane. I agree with you 100%, Thomas Brigantino. They have to up their security, especially with these threats. They need to up their security. They need to make Trump, double their protection. Bombastic Bushkin. What do you speculate on Supreme Court appointment hearings, candidate idea, time span, Dem obstruction abilities? I mean, they'll probably wait until after the midterms. I don't know. I can't really say it. I mean, Democrats, they did this themselves. Democrats did this to themselves. So, probably, he's going to nominate a conservative, and Democrats are going to continually try to block the conservative. He has handlers that are keeping him safe. Thomas Brigantino, I'm hoping that, the people are definitely, I'm hoping that they're keeping him safe. Absolutely. Thank you, Thomas Brigantino. Thank you, Thomas Brigantino. Yeah. I'm sure that they're keeping him very safe. I think there needs to be also a cybersecurity level in terms of, just they have to be very smart in this day and age, because Democrats are just, they're out of control. All things considered, do we trust the Secret Service, another alphabet agency like the FBI, CIA, NSA? I do think that the Secret Service around Trump should be trusted. I do think that. Because the sole purpose of the Secret Service, the sole purpose. I mean, I think like Bill and Hillary's Secret Service, many of the people who've been there with them forever are like part of their whole thing. But thank you, A Sojourner. Thank you. 2 cents. Thank you. Love your channel, HA. Don't ever not stop keeping on, not stopping. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jen Wines. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen Wines. Thank you. 2 cents. Thank you, 2 cents. Love your channel, HA. Don't never, ever not stop keeping on, not stopping. Thank you. Thank you, 2 cents, very much. Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to pass 2 hours. And I mean, this has just been a really wonderful. It gets better and better all the time. Jen Wines. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Jen Wines. 2 cents. Thank you, 2 cents. It's like every day now from here on out is going to be some kind of big, giant RICO statute issue. There's also the Gary Byrne Secret Service who's suing the Clinton Foundation. That's taking place. So this is nonstop and, just political theater, but also it's leading towards Clinton indictments. Clinton will get indicted. It's just a matter of when. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to tire out. The system cannot handle Hillary's, Wiener debacle, Wiener laptop. They can't handle a Holder Wiener 2020. Have you seen this? Take a break, HA. We need a snack. You know what? I'm going to take a break very, very soon. So let's just make sure that we have everything we need. I have the best chat room. I have the best a super chat. My God, the super chat's amazing. They're hilarious memes regarding Clinton. So Ryan Saavedra is a great reporter for the Daily Wire. So, I mean, I don't get this. If anybody sees, like Maxine Water said, if anybody sees anybody, if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, so like what it is, like John, like, I'm John O'Brien. I'm shopping for Garter Belt. What? Are you Secretary of Energy? Get out of here. Sarah Huckabee Sanders in the women's lingerie department with me. John O'Brien, get out of here. Macy's security, get this woman out of here unless she stops hanging with Trump. In a gas station, you Mad Dog Mattis, put away that unleaded. You will not put gasoline in your car. Never. Get out. You get out and you create a crowd. Everyone, come watch Mad Dog Mattis put gas in his car. Everybody. We will not stop until you leave this chevron. You will leave this chevron. And you push back on them. You tell them they're not welcome anymore anywhere. You are never welcome anymore in Macy's or Chevron or Starbucks. Get out. Don't live your life until you leave POTUS. Leave the POTUS. You will never again have a peaceful time. Well, will you change laws? No, but they will never ever eat the salmon special at the red herring or the chicken ranch or whatever. Why isn't Nigel Farage running for PM? I don't know. If you're in the UK, I think that Nigel Farage doesn't have the support among the British people, although a lot of things he says make sense. There are a lot of things that perhaps he's wrong on, but a lot of things he's right on. So I don't know how. I don't think that he doesn't have the base, or definitely doesn't have the brand name or the influence. He's not as influential as Trump, but I think also his rhetoric perhaps is not. I mean, he's kind of just different. I don't think that he can make it as PM, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong in the UK, let me know. Could Nigel Farage ever? Love HA Energizer Bunny Goodman. Drink green THP. Green tea is fantastic. Green tea is fantastic. Roger Hendricks, yes. Love green tea. Very good for you. Actually, there's this Whole Foods, Gelson's, these places, in LA. Well, Whole Foods is national, but there's this Japanese green tea that's absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and try to find really quickly the Japanese green tea. It's from Japan. It's imported from Japan. So green tea, Whole Foods. All right, so guide to tea. Where is this green tea? Japanese green tea. It gives me a matcha. Yes, here it's. I really like the Itoen green tea, and they have a maca. Also, it's infused with maca. Itoen. It's the #1 Japanese green tea. It's Japan's #1 green tea. It's awesome. So, I like it a lot. It actually gives you a kick. So Roger Hendricks, thank you. Thank you, 2 cents again. Thank you. We got 146 people. So Itoen, yes. So let's go ahead and another thing, they're like, well, ICE, dismantle ICE. Well, how about laws? You probably should go ahead and push a comprehensive immigration reform bill. Because if you have ICE, or if you just have the National Guard, if you just have Border Patrol or whatever, you're still going to have people doing the same thing. The laws have not been changed yet. That's what, Democrats would rather not address laws, because then they could just dangle like, oh, well, Trump will do this. But yeah, Obama did very similar. New York Times details conditions of Obama-era family detention center. No place for human beings. The New York Times published a shocking wow. This is detention center for children in 2014. But of course, it was President Obama. So anything Clinton and Obama do and Hillary, it's all good. It's all good, don't you know? Oh my God, Chris Matthews. It would be like the Spanish Civil War. These people are like completely out of their minds. Completely out of their minds. Use the zinc titanium sunscreen. Ivana, thank you. Zukirok. Pronounced it correctly. Ivana Zukirchuk, thank you. Use the zinc titanium sunscreen. It cleared up my skin, non-toxic, unlike the other stuff. I work outside and my skin looks great. Poo-poo out. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ivana. Thank you, Ivana Zukirchuk. Thank you. Thank you, Ivana. Yeah, I'm going to. I have to do that to keep the old giant noggin not, hurt from the sun. Could you imagine the tons of sunscreen James Clapper has to use on a gigantic melon? That guy looks like a Martian. He looks like a white Martian. A white, big, gigantic, shiny Martian. James Clapper looks like, what's his name? Kennedy. Representative Kennedy. Put his chapstick all over his head. It's so shiny. Ivana, thank you so much. Thank you for the I'm going to take that zinc and titanium. Yeah. 2 cents. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call this just amazing 2 hours. We're going to do a special HA After Dark for tomorrow is going to be the Ray and Rosenstein show, horror show, testimony, comedy act. And it'll just be a great, great After Dark segment in the middle of the night. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't wait up because I'm not 100% sure when it'll happen. But if you're up, it'll be live as usual. Live. And H.A. Dan Marino was a way better QB than Joe Montana. I love Marino. I love Dan Marino. But Joe Montana, well, I'll say this. Yeah, Dan Marino was just a better pure QB. I don't think that's a doubt with that. I think Montana, though, and of course, we're talking about teams, we're talking about all that. I think Montana, I give Montana the edge because of the 4 Super Bowls. Not Marino's fault, but Marino and Montana beat Marino in 84. But Marino is a pure passer, no doubt. But no doubt, one of the best pure, if not the best pure passer. And in that era, you had bump and run. So bump and run. Your question is worth a late night. Yeah, absolutely. But you had different rules back then. You could bump and, just beat up the receiver. Just beat up the receiver down the field. More so than now. And he still racked up, number after, the numbers. I take Marino over Peyton Manning. I take Marino. Yes, Tom Brady is, people can say that he's better than Montana or Marino. I'll take Marino over Tom Brady. I know that sounds like I'm being a hater, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Well, thank you, Oris Lover. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you are new to this channel, hit subscribe right now. We're on our way to 117,000, ladies and gentlemen. Let your friends know about H.A. Goodman on YouTube. Share this segment everywhere. It was a very, very good segment. And thank you so much. God bless. I will see you in the middle of the night. Tell people, if you have insomnia, go watch HA After Dark. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe right now. And thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe. Share this segment everywhere. I will be back in the middle of the night.